Man, come on, stand on your feet and go open that door.
Oh yeah, okay. Ah, you must be the new intern. Come in. This is the team. Hey, take a seat. There's not much going on for the moment.
Is that cadre? What are you waiting for?
My name is Dr. Foss. Pay strict attention to what I say because I choose my words very carefully and I never repeat myself. The what is easy. Recently I planned and set in motion events to execute the perfect world energy crisis. You pretended that you were able to reduce your dependence on fossil energy. I'm here to show you that you are far from it. Which leaves us only with the how. And there, my friends, is where I leave you. You have 14 days.
Is that a threat? Well, guys, we do have a solution, right?
Really? Oh yeah!
I want results for tonight, but for now, you've got 5 minutes to brief the new intern. Alright?
Okay, alright.
Fine.
Listen, intern, we have been working on a way to transform light energy from the sun into electric energy. Follow GC, he's going to introduce you how it's made possible.
Yes, let's see what's the photovoltaic effect. To absorb energy from the sun, so from photons, we use silicon. It's a semiconductor. When a photon arrives on silicon, if this photon carries an energy greater than the band gap, an electron-hole pair will appear. An electron will jump to the conduction band, creating a hole on the valence band, and the excess energy is lost as heat. By joining p-dot silicon, which means positively dot with boron, and n-dot silicon, which means negatively dot with phosphorus, we create a p-n junction. Here is what happens on electron-hole pairs on both sides. The electrons near the p-n interface tend to diffuse into the positive region, and the holes tend to diffuse into the negative regions. The regions near the p-n interface lose their neutrality and become charged, forming a p-n junction. Basically, the junction will collect electrons on the side and holes are collected on the other side. Therefore, there is a voltage difference, and if we close the circuit, net current will flow.
The way a photovoltaic panel works depends on the existence of a band gap in the material that composes them. I suppose you recently graduated, so you must remember some quantum physics and the famous Schrödinger equation. Well, the reason when an electron is struck by a photon, the electron doesn't always absorb the photon is because of the existence of the band gap in the matter. Now, can we describe the band gap with equations? The response is yes, with the Schrödinger equation. Follow me, I'm gonna show you. So here it is, the one-dimension time-independent Schrödinger equation. Compare it to the well-known sum of forces equal mass times acceleration in classical physics.
Stop. Don't confuse our intern with so much details. The most important about the Schrödinger equation is that it creates a model for the conduction bands on a semiconductor. Come on, show him the graph you've got.
That's the exercise for 1 well, 5 wells, 10 wells, 50 wells, and 100 wells. Here we really observe energy bands that are continuous, and bands where the energy can't have values. This case is closer to the real atomic configuration. Oh, I think you should hurry. There is someone waiting for you in the labs.
An important aspect in the improvement of solar cell efficiency is the modelization of currents and voltage in such components. The relation between these two values is important to find the maximum power and the voltage at which it occurs. To describe the currents, we will use the following circuit. The two resistances are parasitic resistances. They are introduced to consider all kinds of losses, such as the resistance of semiconductors, metallic contacts, but also the impurities and non-idealities near the p-n junction. Though the introduction of the parasitic resistances, the characteristic current-voltage relation is given by the diode due to the fact that a solar cell can be seen as a passing diode. The ideal case is Rs equal to 0 and RSH infinite. This graph shows the power in relation to voltage in the case where RSH is not infinite. Valuable information in this graph is the voltage giving the maximum power and thus the best efficiency. The maximum available power is given by the short circuit current times the open circuit voltage. To determine the fill factor, we divide the maximum power found in the graph by the maximum available power. The same explanation can be given for the case of Rs different from 0, even if the graph is slightly different. One last notable thing is that, of course, the maximum power and the voltage at which it occurs are related to the illumination of the cell.
Now that you know how individual photovoltaic cells work, let's take a look at how they work when they are in a solar panel. As you can see, the solar cells are placed in a bunch of series. There is one main problem to consider when they're placed like this. It's that, not considering the bypass diodes that are placed here, if one of the cells should have a less than important light source on it, it will restrict the power it can produce, and as such it may cause the cell to overheat and break. To avoid such a situation, we basically place those bypass diodes to avoid the fact that that cell could break, and such it reduces the eventual costs. However, it does not reduce in any way the lost power.
Okay, that's for theory. This technology has developed a lot lately. You can now find photovoltaic panels quite easily. Even if silicon is still the most common semiconductor used, you can find other alternatives. Germanium and gallium arsenide cells, for example. Owing to their very high prices, they are still mainly used in the astronautical fields. You can also use mirror or lens to concentrate the solar rays on a smaller cell. Another alternative is superimposing many layers of different semiconductors in order to collect energy from a wider range of rays. In the future, those layers are likely to become even thinner while keeping their efficiency. Some scientists are even developing an organic cell. Well, it's not very effective and still expensive, but think about all the possibilities we've got. We could put it on us, flexible supports, and place them everywhere using it.